There is, at minimum, at least one thing that you should do after every single interview. Hey, I'm Abby, and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. Today I'm going to share with you the one thing that you must do after every single interview. Before we jump into it, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. Okay, so what's the one thing that you must do after every interview? Well, you probably guessed it from the title. Write a thank you. Thanking the interviewers after an interview doesn't happen as often as you might think. So sending a thank you and thanking the interviewers for their time is in your best interest. If you're not already convinced, here are 4 reasons why you should send a thank you after your next interview and after every interview after that. First is sending your thank you is just one more contact that you might have with the interviewers that other candidates might not. Second, it leaves a positive impression on the interviewers. The most recent memory they have of you is receiving that thank you. Third, you can use this as an opportunity to bring up anything that you may have left out that is important to show why you might be the best candidate for the position. And fourth, you can use this opportunity to remind the interviewers why you're the best fit for this position. So there are a couple ways that you can actually send a thank you. You can either do it old school via snail mail and write a handwritten thank you note and mail it to the interviewer or interviewers, or you can send it via email. If you send it via snail mail and you do a handwritten note, there's no reason that you need to write an individual thank you for each interviewer who was involved. You can write a group thank you. So you can use one letter addressed to everyone who was present in your interview and thank them all at once. I also want to note that although writing a handwritten thank you might seem like a little bit more effort and it might take a little bit longer to get to the interviewers, I have personally received several handwritten thank you notes after interviews, and they leave a longer impression than an email might. I actually keep the handwritten thank you notes that I have received posted on my wall in my office, and it is something that I can look at and remember each day when I look at that area on my wall. So while it may seem like a little bit more effort, a handwritten note may likely leave a better impression than an email. However, if you are short on time and the interview process is moving quickly, or the position is remote at the moment, or if it might take more than 1 week for the snail mail version to reach the interviewers, go ahead and send an email. Do your best to get all of the contact information for each of the interviewers present in your interview. Get their names and their email addresses at minimum, and you may even want to get their job titles and if they are a part of the same team that you'll be working on or not. Then you can send them all one big email with each of their contact information in the to line, or you can send them an individual email. It's really up to you. So when should you send your thank you? You should send it immediately after your interview concludes. Now, this doesn't mean that you have it pre-written and you press send on your computer the instant the interview is over, or you drop the thank you note in the mail as you're leaving the building if it was an in-person interview. You want to take some time to tailor your thank you note to the interview and the content that was discussed in the interview. However, you do not want to drag your feet and take a couple of days to send this thank you note. Chances are you'll forget, so you want to send your thank you as soon as possible. However, remember, you want it customized and you want to put some thought into it. You want it to come off as genuine and authentic. So if you have an interview that ends at 12:30 p.m., you do not want your interviewers receiving an email from you at 12:31 p.m. They will likely think that this thank you is just a template and is not a genuine, thoughtful thank you. So take a couple of minutes after your interview, compose your thoughts, and go ahead and send them a thoughtful, genuine, and authentic thank you note. So what do you say in your thank you after your interview? Well, here is a suggestion on how to get started with writing your thank you note for after your interview. First and foremost, you want to keep it fairly professional and formal. So if it's a handwritten note, go ahead and list the date on the piece of paper that you're using to write your note, and then start your thank you off with the word dear. After that, you can follow it up with the name or names of the interviewers. You can do their first name and last name. You can do Miss, Mr., Doctor, and then their last name. If there was more than one interviewer and it felt fairly casual and comfortable, feel free to list their first names rather than their full names in the introduction. After you've introduced it, you said, "Dear Mr. So-and-so, dear Dr. So-and-so, dear first name, last name." Go ahead and thank them for taking the time to interview you. It should sound something like this. "Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I thoroughly enjoyed our time together." Next, you want to say what you're excited for when it comes to this position or opportunity. It might sound something like this. "I'm excited for the opportunity to be considered for," and then list the title of the position that you're applying to, "the career coach position with life-work balance." Now you want to use the next part of your thank you to follow up or clarify with any additional information. So if there's no additional information that you would want to include in your thank you note that you feel like you left out during the interview process, you could say something like this. "After our interview today, I am confident I will be a good fit for your team and this position, not only because of the skills and experience I bring with me, but also because of my alignment with your organization's culture, mission, vision, and values." Next, you want to let the interviewers know that you will be open to answer any follow-up questions they might have for you. So that might sound like this. "If you have any follow-up questions for me, I will gladly make myself available via phone or email." And now we're going to close our thank you. And it might sound something like this. "I look forward to the next steps in the interview and hiring process. Again, thank you for the opportunity to interview for the career coach position with life-work balance. I hope to hear from you soon." And now you can sign off your thank you. I recommend using the word respectfully, or you could use something like very respectfully or sincerely. And then list your name. If this is an email, you can just type your name. And if it is a handwritten note, go ahead and sign and print your name. So hopefully this gave you enough information and an idea on how you can start your thank you for your next interview. Remember, go ahead and put some thought into it, customize it, make it your own, and make sure it comes off genuine and authentic so that when the interviewers receive it, they don't think that it's just canned template language. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I'm starting something new this week. I will be releasing short videos each Wednesday, which is intended to give you one tip to help you find or improve your own life-work balance. To be sure you don't miss these tips and future videos from me, please go ahead and remember to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.